Well, I come from the boxing sport, something which obviously is close to your heart, and I see over the years you've brought some of that razzmatazz into the darts world.
Yeah, well, it's natural. I mean, it's just catering to what your target market, which is the audience, what your punters. How can you give them an experience that gives them value for money? I mean, it's not rocket science, is it? Make sure everyone's comfortable, secure, and give them a show. And that doesn't mean, sport can still be world-class sport. It doesn't mean say it can't be entertaining as well. So that's the principle behind all matchroom events.
I notice that's like switch into the boxing world. So talking about
very
boxing,
subtle,
talking about boxing, big year last year, or this year, 2014 for matchroom with some major events. Anything for us to look forward to for 2015?
I think it's going to, 14 was a watershed year for the time when our relationship as exclusive provider to Sky really started bearing some fruits. I mean, for Sky, to be fair to them, they backed us, 100%. And I think the fights that we've generated have made that look a sensible decision by them. So, Froch Groves at Wembley was something I'd never thought I'd experience anything like that, with huge pay-per-view audience, which is, although people criticise it, it gives us the chance to compete on a level playing field with the American market. We can pay our own people proper money instead of them having to go off to America to chase the dollar. And also the British public get a chance for major mega cards to be put together, and I think anyone who went to Wembley would say they had value for money, which means they might likely go back. So I think Froch Groves was a highlight during 14. Great, events, Darren Barker's, rise to world champion and subsequent retirement is fresh in the mind. Looking at Scott Quiggs coming through, looking at some interesting stuff with the Fury in the heavyweight division and our own special star that we think is going to be a different class to anybody else out on the planet, Anthony Joshua. So a lot of excitement, but although you do a lot of hype on boxing, you're selling tickets, you're getting TV ratings, there's also a sensible approach behind it. You know that you don't want to rush kids. You've got to get experience. You've got to don't sell them too early, because it's about maximising income of fighters so that they get the proper return for the risk they're taking. And there will be fights when you have to go abroad to earn money. And it's all about money. This is the thing. We can't be Corinthian about the noble art. It's about money. It's dangerous. It's damaging. It can only be justified on changing your life by earning money. That's the sensible, common sense approach, and we're very into that. We have a great relationship Eddie has with all his fighters, and he is the only, without being too disrespectful, he's the only show in town, to be perfectly honest with you. If you want to be a pay-per-view fighter and you believe you can be the next Carl Froch, if you're a James DeGale or George Groves, you're going to have to be with Sky on pay-per-view, and that's going to involve working with us, and we think that we'll do you a good service. 2015 looks even more exciting. The questions are out there. Does Carl Froch come back?